everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, where I do just about everything on this channel. I'm a busy lady. If you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping in. I hope you'll click the subscribe and notification bell and hang around to see what I do here. If you've been coming to my channel before, thanks for coming back. I always love to see familiar faces, and I really love to meet new people. Today we're talking budget. I know this is coming in way later today than I had intended. Partly because we wound up being gone all day yesterday. 2.5 hours with our financial planner. Trying to track down cat food. If you've not noticed your grocery store shelves, a lot of things are not coming in again. Since Tabby's stomach bout last month, the only thing she really likes to eat is simply servings from Meow Mix, and there is no Meow Mix to be had in any of our Walmarts surrounding us. So, got her pate from Friskies, and she's not crazy about it. So, we'll see what happens. So, keep an eye on your grocery store shelves. If there are things that you buy routinely and that you can use up, like, say, in 3 weeks, buy a 2 to 3 week supply if you can. Don't go crazy and hoarding, but, you know, I use cat food every single day for 2 cats. So having their cat food, is kind of a premium. That kind of thing. So, and we'll be talking about prepping over on my other channel in the future. But for now, let's get to the budgeting. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was grocery shopping is a mandatory item in your budget. What you need to do is make a list. If you've never done a budget before, make a list of everything you routinely spend money on. The important things should come first. If you need to make your, spew your list, brain dump, whatever, and then go back and prioritize, that's also a good idea. Your monthly bills, your annual bills, and then if you have any gifts, your grocery shopping, that kind of thing. List your income, the regulars and your side hustle, so you know how much money you are dealing with and if you can cover those bills you have. Vicky over at the Happy Budget Mom just did an excellent video yesterday in talking about what she has to spend, what she has coming in, and how in the hole she is. And having those numbers in front of you is a real eye-opener to what you really need to do to get a handle on your budget. If you've never done a budget before, or you just go and, do your purchasing and your bill paying without thinking about it and then wonder why at the end of the paycheck you have no money left, think about where you're spending your money. That is your key thing, and that's what a budget is good for. Now, I use a portion of the budget planner from Happy Planner. This is from their expansion pack, and I've taken their expansion pack and made it my own. Pages in their expansion pack I don't use, but I needed the calendar for starters. Groceries and supplies separate those. Create your sinking funds. Create a bank withdrawal card. Things that we'll get through little by little as I go through week to week. But Wednesdays, at least the 1st and the 15th, or the first and the third Wednesday of the month, will be for budgeting, and we'll get more in depth, okay? There are a couple of places. Another great one for the budget to learn from is The Budget Mom. Love Kumiko's channel. Another one is Getting Your Money Ready with Alaina at The Organized Money. Put your budgeting on paper. Set your 5 financial goals, which is income, budgeting, savings, debt, and investing. Have your budget. She has a budget planner and a video for it. And how to plan for 1 month ahead, so that you're always making sure that if something should happen, you at least have the next month's bills covered. Now, today's budget and savings challenges overview. So, starting with my monthly view, we're going to look at January. Now, if you don't know, Bob works on the river. He's a riverboat captain up in Chicago. We live in Missouri. Thankfully, we live in Missouri because the cost of living is less here than it is anyplace else. If we were to stay in Illinois, we'd be paying a whole lot more for everything than we do here in Missouri. But he works 21 days and he's off 21 days. The 21 days he is off, we do not get a paycheck. So looking at the month of January, he came home on the 28th, 29th, whatever that was, of that Wednesday was before New Year's. So his last paycheck was was on that Friday, New Year's Eve. That check, plus the 2 prior to that, had to last us all the way through till he gets another full check on the 28th of this month. Now, he will get a 1-day check on the 21st. He will report for work on the 19th. The paycheck, the time cards are set in on the 20th, so he'll get paid for that 1 day. And that check of $300, automatically I transfer that to his checking account. That's his allowance for his 21 days of the job. So then I have the 28th of January. I have the 4th of February and the 11th of February that has to cover all the first month's bills and all the 15th month's bills and the 1st of March, because he won't get another check until the 11th of March after those 2. So these 3 checks, the 28th, February 4th, and February 11th, have to carry us all the way to March 11th. So what we do is we pay our bills on the 1st and the 15th. It's the only 2 days I really try to leave the house, is paying the 1st of the month bills and paying the bills the 15th of the month. The 1st of the month, we pay the house payment, which this amount shows our regular house payment is $373.49. But I also pay an additional principal of $436.51. So I write a check to our mortgage company for $810 every month. I've been doing that for 2 years. I'm hoping we should be getting a statement here sometime in the next couple of weeks showing where we are at on that house payment, and if I need to adjust it to raise our principal, so because I'd really like to have the house paid off in less than 2 years. That's my goal. The HughesNet bill is $180. That automatically comes out of my checking account. Hal Oregon, which is our power company, I try to keep it around $200. When we get super cold spells, I don't always manage to do that. So, our car insurance for 4 vehicles is $170. Now that is comp only. We don't have full coverage on any of our 4 vehicles. Now, we do have one of the vehicles up for sale. If you're interested in a nice Chevy Econovan, Dodge Econovan? Chevy Econovan. Great tires, runs great. Bob bought it and put the work into it, thought he would use it to sleep in when he drove up to Chicago instead of getting a hotel room. He'd drive up the night before he had to be on shift, sleep in the van, and then be ready to go to work. Well, 2 things. Number 1, it's not the greatest thing if you want to sleep overnight in Chicago winter nights. And number 2, he really needs to be driving in something that has 4-wheel drive in the winter when he's driving back and forth to Chicago. While it has the weight, it doesn't have the 4-wheel drive. So we don't need the van like he thought we were going to. You know, men don't always think ahead as to, they think the here and now and don't always plan ahead. And it was his vehicle. It was something he wanted, sure he was going to use, so go for it. And now we have a van to sell. So if you're thinking or know of somebody interested in van life, my email is in the description box below. Happy to send you pictures, send you a video, send you any information. Let me know. Great van, just don't need one. Not to mention the fact I could take down 1 vehicle off of my insurance payment. Discover, I budgeted for $300 primarily because as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, whether I do business or I'm just a hobby dam, I have to place orders totaling $300 every quarter. So I budget that, and then whatever else comes in there, I try to do the Stampin' Up! Like the second month of a quarter. First of the month is catching up on stuff, that kind of thing. So this one we went way over, but we ordered big things for the house in December. while I could get 5% cashback bonus on Amazon. So we ordered the dehydrator that I've been needing to replace, and we ordered the steam mop I've been needing to replace, and we ordered 2 baby gifts for a gal in Illinois who is related, who's Cassie's big sister, and after being years of thinking she was never going to get pregnant, she is now expecting a baby boy in March. So we sent her a couple extra special baby gifts. So Discover was a little higher this month than I would have liked, but we got things for the house. And normally what we do is every December we get a gift for the house, and this is something we have done every year since we got married. Actually, before we got married, we would get a house gift that we could use for the house, something we'd both get use out of, and then we'd get the smaller items for each other. So this year it was the dehydrator. So that was our family Christmas gift. Now my life insurance is $10. Depending on whether Bob is using his Bank of America card or his Capital One, I budget $200 for that. And as you can see, that was only $70 this time. So then I always slush back out of each, out of the 1st and the 15th. So twice a month, I set back $50 towards our property insurance. Now we pay a real estate property insurance, but here in Missouri, we also have a personal property tax insurance or tax payment. So if I slush back $100 over the course of a month, by December when our tax bill is due, we have plenty to cover everything. So I think last year we paid it in December, and I think I had budgeted $500 extra that we just slushed back in the checking account vault, and it became money I don't see. And then every quarter we pay storage. We keep saying we're going to get that storage unit cleaned out, and we never seem to have decent days, dry weather, warm weather when Bob is home that we can go up there and do that. We can't do it when it's wet because it'd be a muddy mess to get to the unit. So I'm hoping, if nothing else, while Bob is gone, if I get a decent day, that I can go up there and at least start, because I really want to take and move this $80 every quarter, which would be $320. I'd like to move that to the emergency fund. Now on the 15th, we have the house insurance, which is $90. We have Bob's life insurance, which is $45, and that's auto-deducted. But in September, that term life insurance policy is going to expire. So we're in the process of shopping for a whole life insurance. We worked on some numbers with our financial advisor yesterday that we can get a new life insurance policy on Bob. It's going to cost us more. But after seeing what my sister went through when her husband died, we feel it's important that whatever we need to do, we need to do. Now, at the time we bought the term policy, Bob was only making $250 a week. And whole life insurance policies were like $230 a month. So a whole life policy at that point in time was not going to work. We had to go for the term. But terms are only good for 25 years. So something to think about. If you have had a term life insurance policy, you need to check with your insurance agent and find out when that rolls over. Now, the companies will let you know 3 to 6 months in advance when that's going to come due if you've got a term insurance policy and it's going to expire. But do your homework now so that you have time to start thinking ahead, and that's basically what I've been doing. AT&T runs just under $200. Actually, yeah, under $200. But what I do, that gives us 4 devices. Bob and I each have a phone, and each of us have an iPad that we use, that we have data on. Capital One, as I said, that's the reverse back and forth of Bob's Bank of America. Then I have the check that I write for Dish out of the second one. I write a check on the 15th for Dish for $200, which covers our Dish bill and miscellaneous. That's going to drop here in a couple of months. I have a couple of things on Showtime that I need to get watched, and so I can get those off the DVR. Then I can kill our Showtime package that I would never use. So, but we can kill that, and then I can drop our package down considerably. Then our Menards, and I had initially budgeted $200 for our Menards, but That was when we were feeding 4 dogs. I'm only feeding 1 dog now, and I'm not buying 40-pound bags of dog food twice a month. So, and I can't get Tabby's cat food there. So the only thing I'm really buying there, except for cleaning supplies, is if we need something for repairing in the house, or my bird feed and honeybee's dog food. So I'm going to be able to drop that down and refigure this budget. And then I take out $50 for the real estate slush again, and then I have $50 usually twice a month that I send to my checking account in Illinois, which feeds my PayPal. Now, I get the Etsy shop rolling, and those funds go into that creative account in Illinois, which I've had that account at that bank for almost 40 years. So that will feed that, and then I can take this off of our household budget, and that's my plan. So that's our January, and what's left of January. I know what our monthly bills are. Now, as I try to reposition some things, and hopefully I'll have this on paper for for the video on the 15th, which will be on the 2nd of February. I'll have the next budgeting up. So now we're going to slip around and go into talking about savings challenges. Now, there are savings challenges and there are sinking funds, and they're 2 different things. Sinking funds are things that you need to save a little bit out of each paycheck to go towards specific things, such as we paid for our sofa in the living room in cash, and we got a substantial discount on the sofa because we paid cash. Because I knew what sofa we were looking at. I divided it by how many weeks I needed to save. If I put $100 back, and that's what I did. Now, sinking funds can be birthdays, car maintenance, medical expenses, pet or vet expenses annually. Now, that's one that I have for Honeybee because I have to get him his Apoquil every 3 months, and it's gone up substantially. I think I pay like $130 almost every 3 months for his Apoquil. But if I don't and have him on that Apoquil, which is a supplement as opposed to something that would have side effects that I could get cheaper, he's allergic to straw, he's allergic to heat. Yeah, he's a mess, but I love him. He's Beagle, Spaniel, Basset mix. Adorable dog, full of love, full of playfulness. At almost 6 years old, he still thinks he's a puppy. So, yeah, I gotta keep him on his Apoquil. Anything that is not a monthly occurrence bill that you know could come up. I'm looking at, I may have to replace the furnace in my office, so I need to start shopping around, getting a price, and then figuring out how many months it's going to take me to save for that amount, and hopefully that the furnace holds out that long. Or at least getting this one pulled and cleaned properly, and getting an approximate of how long I think I should still be able to run this one. Those kind of things that could come up, birthdays, Christmas, and those can also be savings challenges too, and we're going to get to those next. But anything that you might see coming up, dental bills, school supplies for the kids come fall again. Now's the time to start pushing that money back out of every check or once or twice a month, so that when school supply stuff comes due again in July or August, then you've got the money saved up. You're not trying to figure out where you're going to come up with $120 for school supplies. That kind of thing. So anything that is not a routine bill, but that you could see having to pay for in the future, those are going to be your sinking funds. And I will have this list made out. I had a starting on it, and I'll get it made out. Trying to think of where I got this one. I'll have to look on my file and tell you where I got this sheet. I want to say it was from the Budget Mom, but I'm not positive. Could have been from Jordan Budgets. I will tell you, I will link it down in the description box below. This is in a file folder on my computer. I will link this one down below. Now, all of these come as a full-size sheet. I have printed them at 85% so they will fit in my classic Happy Planner, okay? Then we have savings challenges. Now, there are a myriad of savings challenges out there, and I will link you to my Etsy or to my eBay. No, take that back. Bleh. I will link you to my Pinterest board down below, where I have lots of different challenges listed. I will also link you to some of the channels that I watch routinely for the savings challenges. This one is from Vicky at Happy Budgeting Mom. This is an entire booklet of savings challenges. And I'm not going to use all of these. I just put them in here till I could move them to their own file later after I go through and pick and choose. But you need to figure out why you want to save money, what your financial goals are, and when you want to reach them by. She has a coin challenge, a Roundup challenge. So, and this one, I'll go over each of these. I'll cover three of these in every Wednesday video. You can pick a number between 1 and 20 each week, save that amount, and enter the number in that week's circle. Another thing you could do is, ways to pick a number is ask Siri. That'll work. Use random.org. Pick a number. At the end of 4 weeks, you will have completed the challenge, and how much money did you save? Now, the thing to think about when savings challenges. Why are you doing the savings challenges? What are you wanting to save for? For the last 2 years, I have done the $5 savings challenge, and I don't track it. I have a pretty box with a slot in the top that I drop my 5s in every time I've been out and gotten 5s back and change. On New Year's Eve, Bob and I count them up to see how much I have saved in 5s. Last year, 2020, I saved over $1,500 in 5s. Last year, when we counted up on New Year's Eve, I had $1,100 in 5s. Now, I used $500 of that for a pre-order purchase with Stampin' Up! Last fall. But the thousands are going to go to my investments into my IRA and boost my investments with my IRA. And that's what I've decided my $5 savings challenges will go for. They will go into my IRA. And see, here's a chart you could mark off the $5 savings challenges. And this one is to do, it says if you do this $5 savings challenge, every fifth day of the calendar month, save $5 bills. That total that day's numeric value, such as February 10th, you would save 2 $5 bills. On the 25th of the month, you will save $25. Funds from the $5 challenge will be applied towards blah. If you do this, according to her, you'll have $1,230 by Christmas or by New Year's Eve. I just drop all my 5s in a box. The 31 envelope challenge will let you save $1,000. The 26-week challenge will let you save $1,400 over 26 weeks. The 52-week savings challenge, the 100 envelope challenge, the Credit Karma Savings Challenge. Now, this is one I want to do this year because I need to be paying more attention to my credit score. I have an excellent, I mean literally, I have an excellent credit score. But I need to be checking in with Credit Karma on a monthly basis and paying attention to what I have, where I'm at. So this one, on the last day of the month, check your credit score and review for any increase. Whatever amount your score increases by is what you will save for that month. So if my credit score went up 15 points, then I save $15 for that month. Be stronger than your excuses. This is a good weight loss challenge, and I may play with this one because I'm really pushing to lose some more weight, and I'm going to need to go clothes shopping, so this is a great way to do that. The Step It Up Savings Challenge. Allot yourself so much money, $1 per 1,000 steps. Try to get more exercise in. Keep moving. Don't be sitting on our butt on our couch all the time or in front of our computer. Birthday Savings Challenge. Save $125 with this birthday challenge. Save the amount listed on each icon. When you have saved that amount, color in the gray image. Money saved from its My Birthday Challenge will be applied towards, who knows? Now, normally that might go towards my Happy Planner order because that's usually what I do for my birthday, but I have another savings challenge listed for that one. Going Places Savings Challenge is a great way to save money for vacation. The Social Butterfly Savings Challenge. This one I'm going to be using. Select a social media platform for that quarter that you want to build up followers on. For each 100 new followers, save $1. Add the bonus savings once you've reached that milestone. Money saved from the Social Butterfly Challenge will be applied towards. I would probably put that back into my business. Savvy Savers Challenge. Use coupons. And how much you save with your coupons, give yourself that amount. Because you're going to spend it anyway, so if you save it from coupons, put it towards something that you really need to use. And any of these savings challenge monies can be used to pad your sinking funds envelopes. They don't have sinking fund envelopes, don't have to come from your paycheck. You can use the savings challenges to do that with. Dine-in savings challenges. Reward yourself $10 for each day for 5 weeks that you eat at home and skip the drive-thru. You can save up to $350. Planner Madness. Save the amount on each icon. Once you've saved, color in the icon. When you've saved for each item, you will have $420 for the new 2022-2023 releases. This one I like. Oh, Baby Challenge. This might be a good one if you know somebody who is trying to have a baby or is expecting a baby. This is a great way to put money back for them and either buy them a special gift with the money that you've saved or give them the cash and let them do with what they need to do with it. Easter $300 Savings Challenge. I don't need an Easter challenge. I don't need the Thanksgiving challenge. Santa's Magic Toy Sack. This might be a great one if you have to have cash for Christmas. This is for Black Friday. This is a twist on the Black Friday $1,400 savings challenge. For each toy sack is worth $10. Place an X on a sack for each $10 saved. Each group is worth $1,400. Complete as many times as you need for your budgeting goals. So this would be a great way to start putting that money back. When I was a kid, the banks used to offer a Christmas fund, which you got a passbook specifically for tracking your Christmas savings in. And it was like, you had to add like $25 a month or $5 a month or something. I don't remember what it was. But you got a passbook specifically for the money that you put into a savings account strictly for Christmas. And then you could take it out on November 30th, and that was how much you had to spend for Christmas. And I know it saved my mom and dad a lot when they had to buy for just two of us back in the 70s and 80s. Oh, something to think about for there. Create your own Santa Christmas Club fund. And then there's this Christmas $1,500 savings fund. Each Santa represents a specific amount. Color one Santa each time the amount listed is saved. You have 50 and 54. Don't know why she went with those numbers, but even if you just put back, you could change these to be whatever. Maybe you're only going to put $10 back on a week when you have a lot of things coming out. Maybe the week when you don't have quite so much coming out, you could put back the $25 and do that and have your money for Christmas so that you're not tempted to use the credit cards. Now, I do the 52-week savings challenge, but because of the way Bob gets paid, I have to do it a little differently. So I do it on the weeks that he gets paid. So I'm not doing it every week. I'm doing it on the weeks he gets paid. So I start down at the bottom and work my way up. That way I've got a bigger chunk in there in that 52-week plan. Because technically he's working 21 days and off 21 days. Technically he's only working 26 weeks of the year. So I have to double that up a little bit. The 100 envelope challenge, this one I am doing again this year. I started it last year. And this is Mercy for Creations. And when I started this back in January, then Bob was off the entire month of February. And then I tried to double back in March, and I did March and April. When I emptied those envelopes out, we had $1,100. So I put $1,000 towards my new truck fund, and I took the other $100 and went and bought Bob's Christmas present. $1,100 out of 4 months. I could do that. So I will be doing this one again this month. The one-year savings plan, $2,000 biweekly paycheck. This one, again, really doesn't work for us on a biweekly. So what I do is I check 1, 2, and 3. Then I do check 1, 2, and 3, and check 1, 2, and 3, and check 1, 2, and 3, and check 1, 2, and 3. So by the end of the year, I still have the $2,000, And that, again, is probably going to go towards the new vehicle because we are planning to pay cash for my new vehicle. Not going to be a brand new vehicle, but it will be a new vehicle. And at this point, we're seeing that I need about $20,000 for a new vehicle. And there are a lot of things that I don't have to pay for if I'm going to pay cash, as long as I go into the dealership being armed with that information and not letting a salesman tell me what I have to pay. Because there's a lot of things, if you're going to pay cash for a vehicle, number one, don't tell them when you go in you're paying cash. Let them do their whole spiel thing. When they start doing the paperwork and you're reading it over, say, nope, not paying for that. Nope, not paying for that. Nope, not paying for that. And you wind up getting your car for a lot less. But I am budgeting between $20,000 and $25,000 that I have to have over the next year for that. So then the savings challenges tracker. With these, I will track how much I saved in each of these so that by the end of the year, I will know how much I was able to save doing the savings challenges. So, number one, know how much money you have coming in. Know how much is going out. And if they don't balance, then you need to see where you need to make adjustments so that you are not overspending. One of the things that I think a lot of people got in trouble with when the crash in, 83, there were a lot of people that learned from that there were a lot of things they really didn't need past a roof over their heads and food on the table. But then there are other people who, once things started opening up again, they fell right back into their same patterns, and now they're right back to where they would be again if that were to happen again. So, know what your boundaries are in your budget. If you're planning to do any savings challenges, let me know down below in the comments if there are any that I haven't mentioned that you are planning on using. And make sure that what you're doing fits your family. No budgets are created equal. No families are created equal. No person's responsibilities and needs are identical. But the important thing is to know what yours are so that you can begin to build your parameters. For me, my big thing this year is pay off the house, or at least get as close as I can within the next 18 months to have it paid off, to save enough money to buy my new vehicle, and to add to my investment. Because one thing that scares me beyond anything is being without Bob. And not just being without Bob, but what would I do without his paycheck? How would I keep our farm? How would I keep this house? How would I keep the vehicles if something were to happen to him? So now, which I should have been doing this a lot sooner, now is the time for me to start thinking about that. And when it comes to financial planning and investments and that kind of thing, I'm going to send you over to, I just lost her name, Mommy Trader, the Mommy Trader. I will link her channel down below. Take the information that you get from her, watch any videos or read any books from Sue Orzman, and I will link her down below. And find yourself a financial advisor if you don't have one, and go in and tell them, this is what I have. How can I build on this to set myself up should something happen to my husband? And I know for some people, for some women, that is going to be really difficult for you to do. But statistically, men die before women do, age bracket wise. So don't let you're going to have enough to deal with should something happen to your husband without thinking about, now what? Have a plan in place. Okay? Going to leave you with that thought today. And I'm also going to link you to my financial advisor, Miles and Alan at 11 Point Financial. Great couple of guys. I wouldn't trade them for anything. They're always honest and above board with me. And I love them to pieces. So, I mean, they'll answer all my stupid questions and try to clear things up for me. And if I don't understand, they're patient. And that's what you need. Don't get somebody who just wants to sell you their services. Find somebody who will answer your questions and give you the answers in a way that you can understand. And I will leave you with that. Planner video may or may not happen tomorrow, but the art sticks tutorial will be here on Friday. And until then, thanks for stopping in. Creative blessings, happy planning, and be prepared.